Even among novice wine drinkers, there are certain wine terms that are widely recognised. Among these are, well, Chianti, Bordeaux, Rioja, Prosecco too, and that's because they're such well-known wine regions with global distribution. But if one asks someone to name a white wine, they're likely to name a grape variety rather than a region. And I bet that Pinot Grigio is among the first to be mentioned. That's because it's just so prevalent worldwide and because it's so popular. Indeed, 1 in 10 bottles bought in the UK is Pinot Grigio. I'm Patrick Schmitt, a Master of Wine and Editor-in-Chief of the Drinks Business, and I'm here to talk about Pinot Grigio. But not just any Pinot Grigio. After all, this is a grape that can produce wines in a wide range of styles and qualities. However, if there's one place that's made it famous, and that's an area now promoting its position as the go-to for fine and refreshing whites from this grape, and that's as plantings increase worldwide on the back of rising demand. Now that region is within Italy, specifically within the northeast of the country, where Pinot Grigio has been grown with great success. It's an area made famous by one place in particular, Venice, or Venezia as it's called in Italian, which is, of course, the city of canals and gondolas. And hence, the area of production is called Pinot Grigio Delle Venezie. Importantly, it's a DOC, which means it's a protected area of production with strict rules on techniques and wine quality. And this position was confirmed just over 4 years ago, having been granted DOC status in 2016, although this was formalised the following year. Now, to be a little more specific, the DOC covers 3 regions: Friuli, Venezia, Giulia, Trentino, Alto Adige, and the Veneto. And while it permits the use of a few other grapes, anything carrying the name Pinot Grigio Delle Venezie DOC must be made with at least 85% Pinot Grigio. Furthermore, all the wines must undergo taste tests by an independent panel before they can carry the name Pinot Grigio Delle Venezie. Also, growers must stick to maximum yields when it comes to production, which is an important quality control measure to prevent the creation of dilute wines. Now, what's special about the area? Well, aside from the long-time dominance of Pinot Grigio in this part of Italy, it is a brilliant place for producing refreshing white wines with cool nights, clear days, and free draining limestone soils. And it's a large area too, covering almost 30,000 hectares, which is similar to the size of Champagne. In total, Pinot Grigio Delle Venezie produces around 200 million bottles annually, representing 2/3 of Italy's total Pinot Grigio production and more than 40% of the output worldwide. As for the style of wines you can expect from Pinot Grigio Delle Venezie, well, let's try some now. And in general terms, these are lovely, light, crisp white wines with notes of citrus, pear and peach, and sometimes a mouth-cleansing hint of bitter almonds that brings a distinctly Italian character to the wines. In short, it's a flavour combination that's made Pinot Grigio a go-to grape for those wanting instant refreshment when diving into the diverse world of wine. But please remember, when you're in need of such a soothing drop, it's not just Pinot Grigio you should seek out, but Pinot Grigio Delle Venezie. Or think of the gondola when going for Pinot Grigio. Now, let's start. We have here a Pinot Grigio from Canaletto from the 2020 vintage. It's delicate as you'd expect, light, citrusy, clean, absolutely pristine, with pear fruit. It's easy, simple, but highly refreshing, a lovely white wine. Secondly, I have another Pinot Grigio. These are all Pinot Grigio delle Venezies, and this is from Bidoli. It's a touch of honeydew melon in this. It's soft, easy, slightly salty, with a nice tangy fresh finish. It's really refreshing. It's a bit like having the sea lap gently at your feet on a hot day. Next we have Bosco di Cirmioli. Delicate pear and apple fruit, a touch of creaminess to the wine, and then some almond on the finish. It's bright and, like all these Pinot Grigios, deliciously mouth-watering. Then we have this wine here from Voga. Now be careful, this isn't mineral water, despite this unusual appearance. It's delicious. Oily, quite a ripe style of Pinot Grigio. Pear and melon fruit, almost a touch of rice pudding, and then a fresh, dry finale. Our fifth wine here, representing the wines of Delle Venezia, is Enoitalia. It's open, very aromatic. Lots of peach, touch of mandarin, some floral notes, and then a salty, fresh finish. Very expressive white wine. Then we have an organic Pinot Grigio Delle Venezie from a producer called Piera. Quite delicate in style, some orchard fruits, a touch of bitter almond, and then a lovely bright, dry, salty, persistent, refreshing finish. A lovely organic white wine. Now we have Prima Pietra. Again, lots of apple, crisp, fresh apple fruit in this. A touch of sea salt, a bit of white almond. Very appealing drop. Refreshing. Also, a really lingering, fresh orchard fruit character in that. Our penultimate wine is made by Botta. This mixes freshly sliced ripe apple fruit, a touch of yellow apricot, and then a long, fresh, salty finish, kind of healing sort of white wine. And finally, we have this Pinot Grigio in a rather atypical package. It looks a bit more like a bottle of Burgundy, but it certainly tastes like a Pinot Grigio Delle Venezie. With its orchard fruits, slightly floral notes, a gently oily texture, and then a fresh finish with some of that bitter, mouth-coating, grippy almond character. Another lovely place to finish. So, if we take all of these 9 wines, just a snapshot of what's being produced in the region, we can certainly see that there's proof of the high standard being produced today under the DOC of Pinot Grigio Delle Venezie. And also gives you an idea of the style you can expect. These are wines with plenty of fresh orchard fruit, but a light mouthfeel and a gently bitter finish. These are wines that refresh and soothe. Indeed, like a cool shower after a long run, they offer a sensation to look forward to and an experience that revives. Salute.